just feels like this week went by in a flash. There was something going on every single day. A lot of appointments. Today, the same thing. The dogs had their grooming appointment today, so I took them. I feel like I haven't settled on a good haircut for Lady, so every time I've taken her to the groomers, I just really haven't been happy with the way she looks. But I think I figured out what cut I should tell them I want, because I kind of go there thinking that, oh, they're gonna know what to do, and well, you can't assume that, right? I personally don't like the typical poodle cut, for instance. I prefer the teddy bear cut. And I just realized that tonight when I was looking up different pictures. So next time, I know it's going to be the teddy bear cut. I almost feel like I need to call them tomorrow to have them make a little note in their notes section about what I would like to have done. But I really like this groomer. They remember the dogs. They're very friendly, and the dogs seem to take well to them. And I think the more I take them there, they will do a lot better. But they just get really nervous around new people. So I think they did pretty well though, all things considered. So Lady just looks really bad right now though. And a big part of it's because I trimmed her hair before. But anyway, it's just hair, it will grow. So I ended up going to Cedar City again. This is the second time, well, third time if we're counting Sunday, but the second time really this week that I went there. And I had to go pick someone up, and then I also spent a little bit of time in TJ Maxx because I wanted to see if those plates were available. I went to my TJ Maxx, or one near me, and or Home Goods slash TJ Maxx. It's one store, but I went to the one near me and they didn't have those. Did I mention that? I probably mentioned that. So anyway, I went back to the place where I found that one plate originally, and I did find it looked like nobody else had taken those plates. So I just ended up getting 5 more. I wanted a set of 6. I think that that's enough. And I'm excited to use them for this season and then to bring them out every season. I think that that will be fun. I've never been one to do something like that, but it's like as I'm getting older, there are certain things that I just, you know, feel are more appropriate, or that I would care more about than I did in times past. So that's one of them. Those plates like that just bring me so much joy when I see something like that. So anyway, then I was going to start making some cookies tonight with my daughters, and I was missing a few ingredients for a certain cookie, that actually 2 different cookies that we wanted to make. So I ran to the grocery store again to get those items, and then as I was on my way there, Jorge called me, wanted to take me out on a date to go see a movie. So I think the movie's called Rental Family. I think that's what it was. It's with Brendan Fraser, and we had seen the preview for that in a movie that we had watched before, and I remember being interested in it. And so anyway, he got us tickets for that, and I needed to get back home right away because he was going to be home soon, and then we needed to leave right away. So we ended up going there, and then we just went through. Well, as we were on our way home, I just started feeling like this certain salad that I really like from one of our favorite Italian restaurants in the city we were in. And he said, if you want that, let's go and get that. And so it was like not even 6:30 yet when we decided to do that. So it was around dinner time, and then we went to the Italian restaurant, but they had like an hour wait. So we decided just to walk, walk the streets, and they had a lot of trees lit up around there, and it was just really beautiful. It was chilly, but it wasn't too bad, and so we walked around, and I wanted to go look at some different vintage shops that my mom had taken me to when we were in that city before, and I was so surprised that they were all closed and how early they closed, and especially around this time of year. So that was something that was surprising to me. So there wasn't a single shop that was open, those little shops. None of them were open. So we still just walked around a bit, and then by the time we walked back to the restaurant, it was they were ready to seat us, even though they didn't send us a text saying that our table was ready. But anyway, it was just nice. And then we got our favorite waitress. Now we've had her 3 times, and I let her know that today, that she's our favorite waitress when we go there, because she just takes really good care of us, and she has great customer service. And it's just, when you find someone that is like that, it's like you come to expect a certain thing, and she kind of set the tone for that place when we first went there. And then the next time we went there, the waitress that we had was just very neglectful and forgot a lot of things. It was a very bad experience the next time we went. But then the other 2 times that we went, we got the same waitress that we really liked the first time. So and she recognized us too, and so it was nice. And anyway, they have a salad there that I really like, because I love their Italian dressing that they have there. And then they also have a French onion soup, which I love. And then Jorge usually gets the ribeye, and it comes with garlic mashed potatoes and vegetables. And then I just have a little bit of what he's having, but it's mainly the salad and the soup that I'm there for. They also serve some bread with everything, but anyway, it was just a really lovely night. And one of the things that I love about that place is they have real candles on the table, and that just really sets the mood, I feel, and has a lovely ambiance to it. So we left there. We walked back to our car because we kind of parked far away. There were a lot of people out there tonight. So we walked back to the car, and then what did we do? Oh, actually, I forgot that in the time that we were waiting, that hour, I said, now would be a great time to get the car cleaned, because he's just been so busy with so many things that he hasn't been washing the cars, and he's been hand washing the cars especially since I got the new car. And I was telling him that, it's probably a good time to renew our subscription to the place that we like to go. And we did that. And then he actually got it for both of our cars, because that's just something that now it's like his time is more valuable than spending it out there washing the cars as frequently as he would want it done. So anyway, we got that, and then we just spent a little time kind of refreshing the car. This morning when I took the girls to school, it was the sun coming in the way that it was. I couldn't even see out of the windshield because of whatever film or something was on the inside. So I wiped that down, but tomorrow I think I want to go and wipe it down again, because I just used the cloths that they had at the car wash place. But tomorrow I'm going to really do a deep clean, or I would like to do a really deep clean of the car on the inside especially. But I have plans tomorrow with the girls, and just to, you know, really get in the kitchen, make some bread. I want to make some more bread, and then we're going to be making some cookies together, which should be really fun. So we have a few different recipes that we're going to be making, and I look forward to that. Jorge was talking to his mom tonight about like what we're going to do for Christmas. Normally we go to his mom's house like around Christmas Eve. Usually Christmas Eve, that's been the tradition, but things have kind of changed now. And last year we did go Christmas Eve, but it was so hard to get back home. Like, you know, where we like to be home on Christmas Day. That's the thing. We want to be home Christmas morning with the kids, and, you know, them to wake up in their own beds and to be able to just, you know, go up by the tree. We have our cinnamon rolls, and we have our whole tradition that we like to do with the kids, and that's very special to us. And so that's not something that we want to, I guess, like mess up by being somewhere that we're going to not feel good getting up the next day, which is kind of how it felt this last year. There was a year before, I think, where we did it a couple days before. It kind of just depends on the schedules of everyone else, like his sister, you know, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, stuff like that. So it was just about schedules lining up. So I did talk to her about having an early Christmas, but with Jorge's work schedule, I don't think that that's going to be possible. So he was just talking to her about how, you know, it's just not going to work out this year where we go to Vegas. And I kind of think that it's time to switch the tradition around, because she was the one who usually made like Christmas Eve dinner. But I just think that it would just be something better if we just did here. And, you know, there's a place for everyone to stay, and it just makes things harder when you're not all in the same city. So things kind of have to change. We're just going to have to accept that and, you know, start a new tradition. Sometimes you need to start new traditions, but still for us, I definitely want like Christmas Day to be for our immediate family, and, you know, just to keep that nice, small, intimate. And yeah, that's one of the things that we need to figure out what we're going to do exactly with that. But even if they come that night and we have Christmas dinner here, I'm completely fine with that. Or the next day, or he's having some family, like his aunt and his cousin, come in from Mexico, and it will be really good to see them. So I think that they are planning on coming here. We just don't know exactly when yet. So all of those things, you know, where you have to kind of work out the schedules and how everything's going to pan out. And I'm looking forward to it though. And it's kind of a relief just, you know, not to worry about traveling on the holidays like that. It's just too much, especially when you're trying to do other things and you have your own traditions that you're trying to do with your own family. That's a bit much. And I do feel like we did a lot of stuff when the kids were young. We did a lot more than I even feel that, you know, was necessary at times, but it was all good too. Like there were a lot of great memories and things like that. So, you know, you can't like say, oh, you regret this or that. I know that there came a point with certain things like extended family stuff that within the past couple of years we were just like, you know, this isn't necessary anymore. It doesn't hold the same value, because the same people that you had a lot of value in, like my Grammy, for instance, who would be a big part of hosting this extended family reunion, basically. she was no longer with us, and you know, family dynamics change, I would say, after a while. And so we just ended up deciding that, you know, continuing on the way that we always had before isn't really necessary, and it doesn't do the same for us anymore. And just listening to how the kids feel about different things, that was really important to us too. And so anyway, we're just kind of shaping our Christmas now around that, and you know, the family that is left and whatnot. And so just a lot of things like that to think about. We're still in the midst of kind of you know, figuring all of that stuff out, and I'm sure many of you are going through some of the same things, and I know for so many that you might be struggling with that. You might be struggling with what kind of things to let go of, what kind of things to start anew, things like that. Because I know, because there have been several of you who have shared that with me in the past, but also just because of the things that I've gone through and am going through, I know that I'm not the only one who is. And even just hearing different things that are said around this time of year, you know, with family stuff and the different things that we all struggle with, you know, nothing is new under the sun, truly. And we're just, so many of us are alike in those kind of struggles, and we just have to figure it out, work things out, and figure out what's best for our family. So anyway, after that, what did we do? I think we just came home. Well, then we got the mail. I got some mail from the previous owners of this house, and I've been thinking I really need to get all of their stuff together and go drop it off at their new house. And you know, they got a couple of letters in the mail from different people, like Christmas card kind of letters, and I'm just thinking I need to go. It's time to go take all of this mail that I've kind of been accumulating and bring it to them. So that's something that I want to do pretty soon. But yeah, it's just, tonight has been where I'm just thinking, what did I do today? At least what did I do to share anything with you? And aside from getting a few clips this morning, it's just been, I haven't been home. And when I did get home, then it was time to leave again. So anyway, I just thought that I would come on here and catch up with you and share, you know, what this little date night was like. And date nights are so important. And I was telling Jorge how, I mean, it's probably only been a couple of weeks since we've like really had a date night like that. But it just feels like it's been too long, because usually at least once a week we're usually going on a date night, you know. We had our our lunch date yesterday, but it's just funny because we always have like these things when he's just filling up to getting together during the day. He wants to go out to lunch or something, he goes date day, you know, whatever day it is. Sometimes it's a Tuesday, sometimes it's a Thursday, whatever, we just say date day. And then usually it is Friday night or something that we'll go out on a date as well. But it's like going to Hawaii. We were with everyone, you know, it was a whole family thing, which was a lot of fun, but we didn't have any nights where it was just us, for instance. And then I think the week before that, it was that early Thanksgiving that we hosted, and it just seemed like every single day that week we were busy. We were, you know, trying to get things prepared and ready, and then we were leaving. So it just kind of feels like it's been so long since we've had a date night. So it was just good to get back into that. And those are some of my favorite times, you know, just to spend that time together. So if you're married, I just feel that those things are so important. You know, don't neglect your spouse. Make sure that you guys are spending time together, having those special moments, those special times together, just you know, being able to talk about your hopes, your dreams, funny things, things that have been going on that, you know, all of it should be something that you feel comfortable that you guys can talk about. But anyway, I don't want to go on and on about that stuff. So yeah, I've been, it's been a whirlwind this week, but it's been good, but I have been pretty tired. So I'm looking forward to kind of a relaxed day tomorrow, not worrying about leaving to go do anything and just being around the house. That's what I want to do tomorrow, is just be around the house. So anyway, I hope that this video inspired you in some way, and I hope that you are having a wonderful start to your December. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Welcome to Inspired by Nikki. On today's episode, late for a date.